I'm really excited to have you here. What do you want to go by? Christina, Christy, what's your preferred name?
Christina.
Christina. Okay. Christina, the last time that we chatted was somewhere tropical. We were in Miami. We were enjoying the sun and the heat. Now we're inside because this is the new normal. But it was, you were commenting, it was, I think almost 3 years ago. And I think you're right, because I've been back in LA for about 2 years and a half. So a lot has been going on with you. I want you to tell me, what have you been up to since the last time that we spoke to each other? I know you just dropped a single, and also something came out today that you're working with a brand, correct?
Yeah, I just signed a water deal.
Amazing. Hey, water's important.
It's been such a long time. I wanted to always like sponsor like a brand that I was really like I really believed in, and water is such a big thing in general. And I'm very health conscious. Like, so water is a big deal to me. What you're putting inside your body, there's different types of water. The pH levels in most water is like horrific for your body. Like, you'd be surprised with half the stuff that's out there at the gas station and stuff like that. So it's a Black owned business. It is, yeah, it's incredible. They made $1 million revenue last year. And so they're just like, they're coming up. And so I'm excited to be a part of it mainly. And it's my first deal ever. So I'm excited.
That's exciting. And I think it's even more exciting working with a brand that you love, and also minority owned, because
totally.
we have to help each other out. So I love that. Congrats on that. I saw that it came out today, so I wanted to address that before I forgot about anything. But tell me also about the single that you just dropped. I think it was this past weekend, this past Friday. I love the song. I recently featured it in my new songs, which was I do it every Monday. I go over the new releases, and I only share the ones that I like. So not everyone makes it to my list. So you were special enough to.
Oh my God, I'm so special. Becky Boricua. Oh my God, I'm so special.
So you made it to the list because the song is really good. And I wanted to highlight you as well because, I love supporting, up and coming artists. And since the minute that I met you almost 3 years ago, I knew that, you have a huge potential and you're slowly getting there, and also an amazing talent. Your voice is just gifted. So I want you to tell me about this single. How did it come about? Did you write it? How long did it take? What was the process of that?
Well, I want to say thank you for all those nice things you said. So basically, I wrote this song 1.5 years ago. I wrote it at a really dark time in my life, and I didn't really know if I wanted to release it or not. I don't really like to release really sad music. A lot of my stuff is like popping and like up and butt beating and blah, 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 like happy music, or like, even if you have cheated on me, I'm still gonna thrive, like that type of thing. But this time I wanted to get vulnerable, and I think COVID taught me how to be more vulnerable. So putting this out there really is like, it's like my baby. Like, I'm showing the world this, and I was at a really dark place in my life. And I think at that point I was like, I don't want to love anybody anymore. I don't want to get emotionally connected with and invested in anyone. Screw relationships. And that's where I was numb. So, but now it's so weird to release that, but then start a new relationship now.
To be somewhere else. Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm like, it's weird because I'm just like, I never thought I'd get to that place where I'm happy now with my partner. And I never thought, it took me 3 years to get to that point. I was single for 3 years.
So how is that going now that you're talking about that and a new relationship? I know you probably don't want to discuss too much, but tell me.
I want to tell the world.
No, not it. Give me all the info.
Whatever. He's great. But I all I know is it's weird because I never believed in a light at the tunnel. I thought that my ex was like the only thing that I wanted. And, when you get into those types of relationships where they're so codependent, you don't think of anything else. And it took me a long time to heal. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, quarantine was a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
It was a curse for like, as far as like everything that's been going on, obviously emotionally impacted us. There's so much like stuff just happening. But I feel like if you really did the work during quarantine to sit with yourself and like allow yourself to be with your thoughts and heal those parts of yourself that maybe you just forgot about by substituting it with alcohol or substituting it with partying with friends or being busy or working. I got to finally sit down for 3 months by myself and just heal. And I remember getting out of because Georgia's basically open. I remember just getting out and being like, okay, well, I don't feel like I need anybody ever now, but at the same time, I'm open to anything that comes my way. And now I'm in a positive, healthy situation that I sometimes look at it and I'm like, this is so weird. But you attract what you are.
Exactly.
So if you are unhealed, you will attract unhealed people.
Totally. So tell me, now that you're in this new relationship, are there new songs that are coming from it? Are you writing about it or just not yet?
It's still, I don't know yet. I don't know.
You're just going with the flow right now. You're just enjoying it.
Happen, and if one day I'm just like, I want to write a song about you, I'll do it. I just kind of I'm at a point where I'm just I don't know, just things seem so great, and I have a habit of integrating the people that I'm with in my work, and I don't know, I kind of want to sort of separate it and make it where it's just me and him and then work.
I love that. So the song dropped on Friday. It's a really good song. I personally love it. Like I said, that's why I featured it. Also, your voice is amazing. It's one of the things that drew me to you when we first spoke. So what else has Christy been working on, CRISTNA, during this time? I mean, it's been 3 weeks. I know, actually, let me bring something up because I know that something recently happened. You recently dropped a single with a group from Atlanta.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Okay, so I work with these boys called Mucho Info here in Atlanta. And anybody who knows me, I'm really big on my own city. I love Atlanta. Atlanta's my home. And we don't have a big Latin world out here. Do you know what I mean? So to see these guys just so passionate, and I remember going to the studio, and I mean, I'm always just iffy about collaborating with people in general. I have to really believe in you and what you want to do. But they showed me this record, and a lot of records that are reggaeton-esque type of vibes or whatever, tropical, sometimes they're about love or partying or getting, finding a boo or whatever, right? But the song is No Me Importa, where it's I don't care about what you think about me. At the end of the day, this is who I am, and I love who I am. And so when they showed me the record, I wrote the verse within 30 minutes, my verse, and because I just have so much to say. So they're just super, super talented. I tell them straight up, y'all are on the come up. I'm excited to work on other projects with them, but we have a couple things coming up soon. But I want to build that world out here in Atlanta to make it so that people know that we exist as a Latin community. Totally. You know what I mean?
That's actually something that I love. And one of the things that I strongly, strongly believe in, which is something that I've spoken about to other people, is that I feel that within the Latino community, there's a lot of competition, not so much collaboration and supporting each other. It's always a competition. And if someone has the opportunity to bring someone with them, they won't, because they think that they're going to be their competition. And that's one of the things that I love about what you were mentioning, that you were like, hey, I believe in you. You're Latino. You're in my area. Let's build something together. So I love that you not only collaborated with them, but are also thinking of growing the Latino community in Atlanta, because I know that that's something that is there. I think it's a matter of being able to cultivate it, support each other, and then expand. So I love that. And I know that, you mentioned that first of all, how did you get in contact with them? Did they reach out to you? Did you find out about them, or what?
We did a show together 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago in February. And I just thought they were super hype. They had just started music 2 years ago. Oh, wow. So I was like, they're so different. I was like, they're just so hyped. They're funny. I literally was like, their brand is just in my opinion, their brand is just making people smile. Do you know what I mean? They're not some groups are just super oh yeah, we so suave, we so sexy, but they're over there to make you have a good time. They want the crowd to just feel how happy they are. And I love that. And that's why I gravitate toward them. The thing is, we're also really good friends. So when they hit me up, I was like, yeah. And so again, I wanted to listen to what they had. And I was already taken back. I was already taken. And so they were on their ish. They were just like, we're going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. We're going to market it like this. And I was like, awesome.
Wow.
Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I love people that are taking charge, and especially like young Latinos taking charge of your own career. There is no competition. At the end of the day, if one of us wins, we're all winning. It's not even, that's the way I think about it. Because even women can be like that. Like, you know what I mean? Just so possessive and just but definitely the Latin community. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Latin men, sometimes y'all ain't shit. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna be real. I'm so, you know what? When they see a strong ass Latino woman doing their thing in the industry, they get so machismo. Like, you know what I mean? Like that type of thing. And it I've seen it so much, especially with my mom and especially with me, because when I go to events, I lay that ish down. Like I lay it down. I'm like, I go in, I'm like, okay, when sound check? When is this? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and be played stupid. Like, I'm not.
No, I love that.
Yeah. And I don't care. I used to feel some type of way when people would be like, oh, she's this, this, and this, or her mom is this, or that woman's this. And I'm like, no, you're intimidated. That's what it is. You're afraid
a strong woman. Yeah.
You're afraid of the fact that she knows what she's talking about at the end of the day. So that's what I love to like speak more about, especially in the Latin world of music.
Yes.
We don't speak up much. Like,
I agree.
I noticed this. Like, we can talk all day, but at the end of the day, it's so male dominated. You know, it's so male dominated. And
every single aspect of it is. And I think that that's one of the things that that I love about being in the music industry, the Latin music industry specifically, because I feel like, you know, there's so many things that we can be doing. And I feel that it's so male dominated that there's so many things that we can be branching out into. And I feel that a lot of us, women in general in the Latin music industry, I feel that a lot of them limit themselves. And they're like, oh, yo no quiero llegar ahí because, you know, whatever, that's a male dominated. But I think that becomes a challenge for people like us. We're like, no. If there's no women in there, I want to be that woman, you know, dominating that area. And I want, you know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I love about being in the music industry, because that's what I want to bring to the music industry. And I like to highlight women that are doing things in the music community, because there's so few of us, and the few that are there are not really being highlighted and being supported by other Latina women in general, you know. So I love that, you know, we think the same in that. You know, you're definitely a strong woman, and I love, you know, to see everything that you've been doing. And I've loved seeing you grow within the last 3 years, because you've been doing so much, and, you know, you haven't given up, and your career's just been blossoming. Of course, this year was a little bit hard.
Oh my gosh, girl. Girl, oh my gosh. So my last major show, I performed the halftime show at the freaking state.
I remember.
And I had plans. Like, I was going to go to LA. I was about to promote my new record. I was about to, like, BMI awards were coming up. Like, we were about to, oh my gosh. And I had all these things.
There was so much.
And I sat there and I was like, wow, I really felt like my career was going to, because like for the last, I think like 2 years, I was really getting a name. Like, I won't even joke. I'm not saying that I don't have it now, but I saw myself elevating to a completely different place than when I first met you. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
And to see that happen, and it really, but it definitely caught myself during quarantine, where I was like, you're a workaholic. Like, you have no idea how to just let it happen.
Yeah.
And I took it, like, I still consider that my last, I mean, to be honest, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to say yes to other shows, just because like, I just want to keep that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But if that was my last show, I'd be just thankful for the fact that I got to do that. You know what I mean?
No, I think quarantine was a learning process for all of us as well. I think, you know, and I've mentioned this in other interviews with other artists, that a lot of us were just going so full force. Like you mentioned, you were like, I had this and I had that and I had that. I had everything thought out. I had this agenda of what it was going to happen. And then all of a sudden it's like you hit yourself against the wall, and then you like fall, and then you're like, wait, what just happened? You know what I mean? And it's so out of your control. Yeah. And it's so out of your control that you're like, what do? I don't know what to do. So I think it was a hard process for a lot of people at the beginning. And I think eventually when we realized, wait, this isn't going to go anywhere, like this is going to be here for a while, we're going to eventually have to pivot and do something different.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the thing was I had to learn how to do different things in order to, but I did record a lot of music during quarantine, and I got a lot of shit out of my system.
So what's going to happen with all of those songs? Are you planning on releasing them, or did you just want to get them out?
I do plan on releasing them, but I do feel like I am going to come up with a better marketing strategy for myself now, since like it's just different. Music is different.
Yeah.
It's just different. You don't, it's just, there's no events to really promote. There's really nothing, and all you're really focusing on is word of mouth at the end of the day. Like, that's really what it is. And so I guess I'm just doing this. Like, I don't know. Like I'm
feel,
for it.
I feel like with you, I can feel it that you're just gonna you're gonna have a strategy, but I feel like you're all about how it feels at the moment. Does it feel good to release this? Yeah, let's release it. And if it doesn't, then you know what, let's hold off. Not so much. I think that that's what kind of is your essence. And I like that because you go with what you feel, not what someone is dictating you to do. It's not like, Cristina, you got to release a single next Friday. You know what I mean? It's like
it took me 2 years to release Complicado. Like I could not release that record until I knew it was the right time. And I remember freaking out and being like, this song's not going to get on a playlist. This song is like, Spotify doesn't care about me, whatever. And I just remember the day that it dropped, it got put on New Music Friday Latino, and it got put on a bunch of stuff. And like, I was freaking out. I remember crying in my car at yoga. I was like, oh my God. But that's when I knew timing was right for me, regardless of the stress that I was going through. But I just felt like I needed to let the song out. And, I'm just, even like, there's still so much to do with it. Like I have a music video to do with it. I mean, I'm doing an acoustic performance with, like, as far as like a shot, like,
oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. I think we need that. We need that. An acoustic performance. I mean, you have an amazing talent. Like I said, not only with your voice, but with your writing. It's amazing. And it's very rare, I guess, in a sense, to see that, because we see women that sing, but not all of them write, and not all of them have that amazing voice that you have. So definitely you're double blessed. Thank you so much. I loved catching up with you. You have a friend here in LA, and I can't wait to see you next time you're here. Hopefully I'm here.
Yeah, girl, I'll be there. I'm planning probably beginning of next year.
Okay.
Because I was there recently and I was like, damn, y'all really shut down.
No, we are. But no, I'm excited to see you grow. I'm excited because, I've been following you along for like 3 years. I love to see up and coming artists just really go for the dreams. And the thing is that I always mention is that up and coming artists are very passionate about their dreams and making it happen. Stuff that you don't see anymore with a lot of the artists that are already there. And I think that that's one of the things that we should never lose, the passion for doing what we do. So I love seeing you strive for your dreams, working for them, never settling, just constantly pushing and pushing and pushing. Your mom is amazing as well. I love her. She's amazing with what, how she helps you and what she does with you. So I'm excited for that as well. So you have an amazing team behind you. So congrats. And I'm excited to see on our next interview, maybe down the road, to see what you're up to by then.
Thank you, baby. I love you. You are amazing.
Thank you. Love you. Te mando un abrazo y un beso.
Dios te bendiga. Un besito. Bye.